And we're on the air. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the show that, man, makes chocolate milk taste a lot better. This is the Sports Box, for the only opinion that matters. It's right here. I am Michael out of A.K.A. Hamilton Mike, along with my partner, Brian, the Ranger Retard. Brian, how are you today?
Have any chocolate milk?
I do.
Can I have some?
And I like it, too. It's very nice.
Can I have some?
No. Anyway, today in our quest for 32 previews of 32 NFL teams, we head out to the Midwest to talk to the Kansas City Chiefs. And we're going to talk to a man who's in the Kansas City area. He is a sports writer for arrowheadpride.com, and he's nice enough to be our affiliate and talk to us today. His name is Pete Sweeney. Pete, welcome to the show.
Good to join you from the land of barbecue and Patrick Mahomes.
There you go. It's all about Patrick Mahomes.
Chocolate milk, barbecue, what are you guys doing?
See that?
I'm a little hungry.
I don't know if chocolate milk and barbecue is a good combination, but hey,
Sure, it's fine.
you will mix it up. That's okay. So let's talk to Pete. Brian, stab me. Let's talk Kansas City Chiefs.
Kansas City Chiefs, great year last year. 12-4, good enough to win the AFC West. They ended up losing that home playoff game to Pittsburgh in the divisional round. Offensively, it was a bit of a down year for the team. They were 19th through the air and 15th on the ground. They scored the 13th most points in the league, though. Alex Smith, 3,500 yards, 15 touchdowns. You know, he's always been a game manager, Mike. Never really blows people away from those stats. Spencer Ware led the team in rushing, a touch under 1,000 yards, just 3 touchdowns. Travis Kelce, what a year for Travis Kelce. 85 receptions, over 1,100 yards, and 4 touchdowns, leading tight end. Great job. Defensively, they were pretty interesting. They were very much a bend but don't break defense. You know, they ranked 18th against the pass and 26th against the run, but they only allowed the 7th most points in the league. So, they allowed the 7th least points in the league is what I meant. So they led the league in picks, led the league in fumble recovery, led the league in punt return touchdowns. They just didn't allow points. I mean, they were just a really good defense. In the draft, we're going to start there with you here, Pete. They went with Patrick Mahomes, quarterback out of Texas Tech, with the 10th overall pick, and it was a really expensive trade to make. They ended up sending 2 first-round picks and a 3rd to Buffalo to move up to get Mahomes. Tell me a little bit about what your initial reaction was to that. Were you surprised? Were you expecting it? Talk a little bit about that.
I gotta be honest. I had heard some rumblings myself in Kansas City about the Chiefs maybe potentially looking for a quarterback. And the thing about it, when you want a quarterback and you have a guy in mind that you want, let's be honest, when you're picking so high as the Chiefs were at number 27, he's probably not going to be there when it's your turn to pick. So, you know, if you really believe in somebody, which the regime of the Chiefs does, they do believe Patrick Mahomes is truly the quarterback of the future, and he's your guy, and you don't want anyone else. Is it really a price that's too high? Now, of course, you'll look back on this trade. Eventually, you know, I know a lot of Bills fans will be looking at this trade and saying maybe we could have had Patrick Mahomes. Hindsight will always be 20/20. But if you really want your guy, sometimes you got to trade a lot.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because we're in the Philadelphia area, and that happened here with the Cleveland Browns moving back for Philly to take Carson Wentz. They're probably kicking themselves right now. But with Mahomes' pick, my question to you is, with Deshaun Watson still on the board, was there kind of a back and forth with, you know, maybe taking Deshaun Watson? Because personally, I think he might have been the best quarterback out of this class that came out, and I was really stunned that they took Mahomes.
You know, everyone that I've spoken to in the area, you know, some of them work for the Chiefs, they said that Mahomes was really the prize. They always wanted Mahomes. Yes, Deshaun Watson was on the board, and it's funny that you say that, because in Kansas City, and you know, you Easterners won't know this, but there's a little bit of an interesting rivalry with the Texans. The Chiefs were able to knock out the Texans 2 years ago in the playoffs, and you know, they had a couple games they played, you know, a couple times now. You know, there was a situation where Eric Fisher pushed J.J. Watt into the ground when he was blocking him, and now the rivalry, this like weird AFC rivalry that the Chiefs have with Houston, is only going to intensify, because you think of the type of rivalry that Eli Manning has with Phillip Rivers and Big Ben, all because of that draft class thing. And here on out, Texans fans are going to be looking at Mahomes, and Chiefs fans are going to be looking at Watson. And if Watson has a better career than Mahomes, you know, Chiefs fans are going to be a little bit upset. But, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, the Chiefs got their guy, and that's who they believed in. So we'll see as time goes on what the right decision was on draft night.
they're kind of when we talk about the new quarterback coming in, who knows if he's going to start right away or he's going to start mid-season, but you kind of changed the landscape a little bit in Kansas City. Jamal Charles is out of there now. Jeremy Maclin is gone. You talk about some guys. They draft Kareem Hunt to be one of the running backs in the mix. The wide receiving core is, I don't want to say decimated, but it's kind of a little thin. Do you see the Chiefs heading in the right direction, or this looks like kind of maybe next year or the year after kind of a rebuilding year?
It's interesting. The Chiefs are not, in general, a very sexy team. I mean, they have a couple sexy parts, like your Travis Kelce, your Tyreek Hill, but at the end of the day, what is really like a sexy part of the team after that? Maybe Eric Berry after that, Marcus Peters. So there's individual players that are kind of, dazzling. But what I see in this team as a whole is they're solid at every position, and that's why they were able to go 12-4 last year. You mentioned earlier calling Alex Smith a game manager, and it's a very popular thing that a lot of people call Alex Smith. And then you see him go out and somehow win these big games, go perfect in the division, and it's almost like that, he's the game manager, she told you not to worry about type of thing, where, the Chiefs have this weird thing, maybe being in the Midwest where they just win and win and win, and no one really gives them any credit, and you see that too in the power rankings. Again this year in the preseason power rankings, pretty much across the board, a lot of people have the Oakland Raiders ahead of the Chiefs when Derek Carr has a real problem winning against Kansas City. Kansas City was 2-0 last year against the Raiders, but just no one seems to give the Chiefs credit. I think because across the board, they aren't loud. They aren't loud in the national NFL landscape. And like I said, Alex Smith is not the sexiest quarterback, but he's one of the winningest. And I think they are capable of winning first place in this really tough AFC West division once again. And it's because of being solid at every position, not necessarily flashy.
And I agree this is the toughest division in the AFC. I mean, all four of these teams, you can make a legitimate case as to why they could win the division. So it is a division that's definitely tough. As far as the running game goes here, Pete, so this is the first year that Jamal Charles is gone, and they have a lot of options here for that position specifically. Whether it was Spencer Ware, who led the team last year, Kendrick West, he made fantasy circles or at least hit that level a couple of times. They also drafted Kareem Hunt, very popular name. How do you think this plays itself out? Are any of these guys going to take the lead role, or is this the ultimate running back by committee in the league?
I thought for sure at the beginning of training camp that Spencer Ware was going to be the primary guy, meaning the lion's share of the snaps. But as time has gone on, I'm starting to think that Kareem Hunt may have an equal number of snaps as Spencer Ware, almost like a dual running back system, and maybe even by mid-year getting more snaps than Spencer Ware. Just because Kareem Hunt is a little bit different of a back than Spencer Ware. Spencer Ware is your bruiser. He's probably more fits the third down back type of running back, whereas Kareem Hunt does a lot of different things. He's shifty. He kind of in some ways reminds me of Jamal Charles a little bit, maybe with a little less burst, but he catches passes, which we know Andy Reid likes to have running backs catch passes out of the backfield, and he's just so dynamic. And then you have Kendrick West and C.J. Spiller who are fighting for that third spot, and C.J. Spiller actually kind of came out of the woodwork. So you have all these running backs that may be making the 53-man roster, and it should be interesting to see how the snaps go about, but I think your primary snaps will go to both Spencer Ware and the rookie in Kareem Hunt.
We're talking to Pete Sweeney, sports writer for OurHeadPride.com and also Kansas City Chiefs affiliate for the Sports Box. Pete, you talk about the defensive side of the ball, and I think Kansas City is going to benefit in a big way this year. Number one, having free agent Benny Logan come over from Philadelphia. But number two is I think having a healthy Justin Houston back there is going to benefit them wisely. He was hurt all last year, and when he got in there, he was, let's be face it, he was a beast. So do you think Houston can hold up this year, or they're going to go back and forth again with the injuries with him?
I think something stuck out in particular with Justin Houston to me personally in mini camps and through training camp. He said something, as I said, I can't get it out of my head. He hasn't had a full off-season's preparation for a year or two now, like he was able to do this year. The last time he had a preparation like this, a full off-season, if you will, was when he had 22 sacks and almost broke the single-season sack record. and I'm not going to guarantee that he's going to get anywhere close to that, but I think you'll be seeing more of the old Justin Houston than what we've been used to seeing, this injured, kind of half-speed Justin Houston. I think like I said, I think you're more going to find the old guy who we're used to dominating games, wrecking offensive game plans type of guy, just because he's been fine. He hasn't really had any injury problems, and you would think, this guy's a real desire to play football. You would think he's not going to take any steps back. Now he's finally healthy. And let's be honest, and Chiefs fans will tell you this, it's taking a very long time for that to happen.
As far as this defense goes, how much do you feel they're going to miss Dontari Poe, who went off to join the team that lost the Super Bowl? Did you know that the Falcons Falcons had that lead?
How did they? They were
playing that 25-point lead. Yeah.
Wow.
So Dontari Poe is a Falcon. How much is that going to affect the Chiefs' defense, in your opinion?
I think, and this is kind of a hot take, I would say a little bit. I think maybe not at all, and there's a chance that Benny Logan could perhaps be better.
Wow.
A lot of people will write Benny Logan off because of his final year in Philadelphia, but if you look deeper, there was a scheme change. There was a defensive scheme change from the 3-4 to the 4-3 in Philadelphia, and that's why he dropped off. Now he has that true role as a nose tackle again. He was one of the best run stoppers in the league 2 years ago in the 3-4 system, and he's returning to that. And so, yes, I think Dontari Poe was a fantastic defensive player. I think part of the reason he's known nationally is for his offensive plays, and I think that's why he's a little bit more well than Benny Logan. But as far as just defensive skill, Benny Logan is right there. And Dontari Poe has a history of back problems, back surgery. That's not something you really want to put a ton of money into long-term for a nose tackle. So this could have really been an upgrade. And, that's kind of a hot take just because a lot of people know who Dontari Poe is. But Benny Logan's pretty good, and he's looked good. He did have an injury in training camp, but he's back in the lineup, and he looked good in his first preseason game.
My last question before we touch on the schedule is, obviously, again, I think the big story in Chiefs camp going back to the draft, obviously, is a pick of Mahomes. Alex Smith has this year and next year on his deal. Do you think that he plays this deal out? Do you think he starts the whole year this year? I mean, I guess from what you've seen out of Mahomes and what your personal expectation is, how much time does he have left at the helm?
Alex Smith has 1 year left. It's this year. Unless, and now keep in mind the Chiefs had back-to-back division round exits. If they can get to the AFC title game, which I happen to think will be in Foxborough, Massachusetts, I don't know if a lot of people will argue with me about that. But if he can finally take that next step and get to the AFC championship, he finally has a case. But the Chiefs really haven't been able to take that next step in the past few years. And the people in Kansas City are ready. I mean, they had a Royals World Series champion. I think they're ready for the football team to be making some waves nationally, and the next step is the AFC title game. And listen, we've seen it. It's going to be very hard to win an AFC title game if it's in Foxborough. But if you play well enough during the year, and I don't necessarily predict this, but maybe you can get into Arrowhead Stadium and things will be different. But unless Alex Smith makes it to that round, hard for me to believe he'll be here in 2018 because the Chiefs can cut him and save $17 million.
Right.
Yeah, so that'd be a good move. So, it doesn't look good for Alex Smith. So we talk about the schedule, Pete, and Brian will tell you I like to look for what's called Murder's Row, a group of games, maybe 3 or 4 in there that are going to be rough for the team. And, looking at the Chiefs' schedule, I see a run of 6 games actually that right in the middle of the schedule that's going to be a rocky road for them. And granted, Kansas City was a good team last year. They made the playoffs, so it's no shock that the schedule makers made it like this. In Week 5, they're at Houston, a good defensive team. They come home to play Pittsburgh, which, you'd like to get Pittsburgh at home. It's tough to play in Arrowhead. But then they're back on the road against a division foe in Oakland, home against Denver, division team. They're off to Dallas. They do get a rest, but then go back after the Giants. I think that stretch is going to be key for Kansas City to get their act together and really pull out some wins that they're probably not supposed to win.
Yeah, and it's because of that stretch you mentioned that the Kansas City Chiefs have the second hardest schedule in the league.
It looks
brutal.
And it stinks because it stinks for the NFC East and the AFC West because I happen to believe that those are two of the best divisions in football, and they happen to be playing each other this year.
Yeah. So
they're going to be beating up on each other, and it's going to hurt them when it comes to seeding in the playoffs. You may see an AFC West or an NFC East team that could have made a Super Bowl run that maybe doesn't because of this schedule and the fact that the two divisions are playing each other. And it's gonna, because they're going to be beating up on each other, and then they have the 4 games against one of the hardest other divisions in football. So yeah, I think it'll be hard. It's hard for me to predict a record in the middle of the year, and all I can say is right now, a lot of the eyes are just on game 1 because it's just so big. And what's the story about? Some of the stories about Patriots banner night. Others is about the Patriots are going to be waving towels with Roger Goodell's clown face on them. And a lot of people are just being like, it's going to be just a Patriot. No one is even really talking about the game. And the fact that the Chiefs can come in and win, and I'm not going to say they're going to. Gun to your head, what are you doing? You're saying the New England Patriots are winning on opening night. But don't write the Chiefs off. They could win that game.
Yeah, and for all you Eagle fans out there, just to give you a scare you a little bit, even though the Chiefs go away and it's going to be a hell of a game in New England, even though they come home, Eagles fans maybe say, well, they're a little tired, stuff like that. Andy Reid in home openers through his career is phenomenal. Okay, so if the Chiefs do happen to lose that game to the Patriots, they are going to be out for blood in that opener, so that doesn't bode well for Eagle fans.
What I think is actually, and again, I don't envy the Chiefs and that middle of the schedule. That is a bear for sure.
Yeah.
But really, after they get out of that Giants game, Week 11, things really open up for them. 3 of their last 4 games are at home, where again it's not a fun place to play. Actually, 4 of their last 6. Their only road games back at New York against the Jets. I mean, you can mark that as a win right now. I think if they can kind of at least just keep their head above water up until that bye week, I think that the schedule really opens up for them in the second half for them.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a good thing for them because they may be able to, beat some of these, not doormats, but teams that they should beat, that they don't really have to necessarily play their studs as much to beat teams like the Jets and the Dolphins, theoretically. I guess,
quickly touching upon the Eagles game as well, I mean, Andy Reid's record coming out of a bye week is tremendous, and don't forget, the Chiefs have 3 extra days to game plan for the Eagles, and that's going to be a tough game, I think, for the Eagles to win, especially coming to Kansas City, that being the opener, and, it's one of those things where Mr. Miyagi isn't going to want to lose to the Karate Kid. Don't forget, Peterson was much trained by Reid, and that's and no one will ever tell you that matters, but it does. They're going to do a lecture there, and that'll be on both sides. You never know.
Actually, let me ask you this question while I have you. So, again, we are in Philadelphia. We have a lot of Eagle fan friends. Obviously, we're not Eagle fans, but I really like your take on this. I happen to believe, whether it's my personal bias or what, that Doug Peterson is really not a very effective play caller or a head coach. Were you upset that he left? Have they been any way hurt by him not being there? I guess just what are your thoughts on him personally?
I liked Doug when he was here. He was very honest with the media, always answered my questions. The team was successful under him, but to your point, they really haven't been affected by his departure. And and knowing Andy Reid, he used to play caller. There was some weird stuff about whether or not Peterson was calling plays, and no one really ended up knowing the truth. But what I can tell you is that I don't know, unless it was a situation where the game was completely over, I'd be hard-pressed to believe Andy Reid would give up play calling duties. I don't have that confirmed. I just know from hearing, about people from Andy Reid and the fact that he likes to control how the offensive game plan goes. Again, one of the most creative offensive play callers in the entire league, so you really blame him. But, yeah, no, I have nothing against Doug Peterson. I think I thought that he would always maybe eventually become a head coach. I thought it was pretty soon. That I didn't expect it that soon. But knowing him and with how good he was to us, for me personally, I wish nothing but luck. Moving on to Philadelphia, I thought that was a good fit for him too. Where he played, things like that. I know maybe Eagle fans haven't been the happiest with the results so far.
Eagle fans not happy? The hell you say?
Pete, you have no idea. Anyway, let's go to the schedule. We'll put you on the spot, Pete. What do you think record-wise this Kansas City team does this year?
See, I think the Chiefs are a pretty good team, but again, going back to that whole thing with the with the schedule, and the fact that they're playing their own division, which everyone does, and so tough, and the NFC East. So I have my quote-unquote over-under at 9.5. I think this is a 9.5, 10-win team, 10-6 maybe. I think they take a dip. I think they take a dip from last season, only because, the schedule. It's one of the toughest schedules. And I think the Chiefs are good. I think they're a good 10-6 team.
I think they're a really good team. It reminds me so much of the NFC South, and we talked about this in a couple of those previews as well, is the way this kind of plays out with scheduling is you may see a team, I'll give you an example. In the AFC, you may see a team like the Buffalo Bills, who isn't really very good, but plays an easy division -1 team. If they can pile up some wins against bad teams, although the Chiefs are far and away better than they are, could the Bills maybe squeak out an extra win here and there that gets them into a wild card somehow? I don't know. But you're right. These divisions...
It's such an underrated thing, too. I mean, the Patriots have been so successful, but, for how many years, and I know the Dolphins were a playoff team last year, that they just had, 6 easy wins. It's like 6-0 already. I'm a Syracuse fan. I could write off Louisville and Florida State. Who's going to win that game? So basically, sometimes the Patriots start off with 6-0. I know for a fact against the Jets, they're already going to be 2-0. There's no way the Patriots lose to the Jets this year.
Yeah, no, there's not a lot of teams that are going to.
They played the SEC, they'll lose a couple games.
If you throw the Jets in the SEC, they'd probably struggle. But anyway, so that's all the time we have. I want to thank sports writer for ArrowheadPride.com and our affiliate for Kansas City Chiefs for the Sports Box, Pete Sweeney, for hopping on the line, giving us a little bit of Chiefs knowledge. Pete, thank you very much, my friend.
Thank you, guys.
Not a problem. If there's anything that happens at Chiefs camp or something goes on in Kansas City, I'm sure we get Pete back on the line and we'll talk a little sports. Is that good for you, Pete?
Sounds good, man.
Beautiful.
Much
Beautiful.
appreciated.
And it's all about love here at the Sports Box.
It's only winners. Winners that know their teams.
I'm getting a little tingle right now. Anyway, thank you for watching this. You can always get us on social media if you need to.
Absolutely. Again, this is one of 32 NFL previews we're doing for you to get you primed and ready for a great NFL season. Make sure you subscribe to the Sports Box on YouTube on our channel and follow us at Sports Box Show on Facebook and Twitter. Get on the ride.
And if you haven't subscribed to us by now, shame on you. You got to get on that. You got to get our fresh content, get all the stuff, and get Brian's big head in the picture or something.
I have a large head.
You do. Anyway, thank you for watching. And remember, at the Sports Box, the only opinion that matters is absolutely still right here. Thanks for watching. See you.
This episode of the Sports Box is brought to you by Mic'd Up Entertainment and DJ Mike Velarde. For all of your event planning needs, make sure you contact Mike at 609-864-5925 and tell him that you saw him on the Sports Box.
1, 2, 3.
Don't forget to subscribe.